To Fartown Huddersfield, first round of the Regal Trophy, and Huddersfield entertain the Saints. You're with your Saints video team. My name's Ron Hoof. I'll be with you for the next 80 minutes. As you can see out there, it's quite a misty day. Saints first out onto the pitch, and obviously I'll have to apologise for a couple of stanchions that may get in your way, but the kick-off here delayed for 10 minutes due to the massive crowd by normal standards, usually here at Fartown for Saints visit here, but Huddersfield on a high, doing well in the third division. Alex Murphy, ex-Saint, is the team manager here at Fartown. I'll just go through the Saints team first. Connolly at full-back, three-quarter line of Riley, Hunt, Rapati and Sullivan. Beavers and Bishop are the half-backs. Ward, Dwyer and Mann, the front three. Harrison, Farber and Cooper, the back three. Bailey and Hodgkinson are the substitutes. The Huddersfield team at full-back, Wally Gibson. Three-quarter line of Nadioli, Edwards, Chapman and Jowis. Their half-back partnership is Jason Gilbert and Greg Shuttleworth, the New Zealand-Australian partnership. Fogarty, Hook and Lomax in the front three, with Ken Worthy, Scholes and Senior the back three. David Oates is back substitute and Stuart Walker the forward substitute. Today's referee is Mr. Robin Whitfield, just down the road from us at St Helens at Widnes. Out there centre field, Saints captain Shane Cooper and Greg Shuttleworth, the Huddersfield captain. A big day, obviously. Progress into the Regal Trophy further rounds and hopefully to the final. Huddersfield had never been in the final. Saints only actually appearing in the final once in '88. But Alex Murphy will have them all fired up. They've been doing well. They've been putting some good performances together of Huddersfield. And nearing the kick-off, Huddersfield to get us underway. Huddersfield are playing down to the scoreboard end. 1 o'clock kick-off this afternoon, or should it be 1 o'clock, extended to 1:10 as I said, due to the heavy crowd attendance coming in. Only turnstiles at one side, I believe, here at Huddersfield. Kick-off, they get us underway. Tony Sullivan slipped the ball, went through his legs. Solid tackling from Huddersfield. They take him over the line. Early pressure there from Huddersfield. A mistake by Anthony Sullivan. Let the ball slip through his legs, and Huddersfield were in like a shot. Took him over the line, and Saints forced to drop out from between the sticks. So whereas Saints would have had possession, Huddersfield now are going to get possession back. Phil Beavers that's going to drop out from between the sticks. As I said before, it's quite misty out there. Cold day, and the odd one or two stanchions maybe in your way. We apologise for them. Wally Gibson from the kick-off. Saints will have to tackle like terriers. There's no danger this afternoon. As I say, Terry Flanagan, the coach here, with Alex Murphy, the team manager, they have his team fired up. Damon Scholes driving up into the Saints 25. Alex Murphy will no doubt have been watching the Saints videos of late, and hoping he can put one over on his former side. But an awkward ball, well taken there by the Huddersfield man. Solid tackling there, Beavers in, Kevin Ward and Paul Farber. Finally, Huddersfield get up to play it. Little chip kick through there from Shuttleworth. But the touch judge in on the far side, an incident straight away. Referee Whitfield had spotted it, but the touch judge on the far side obviously going in. They bring somebody out. Shane Cooper being brought out there, and Paul Farber in attendance. Treatment going on to Greg Shuttleworth, the captain of Huddersfield, and maybe referee Whitfield will see the extent of Shuttleworth's injury before he rules judgment. But the touch judge came in quick on the far side. Paul Farber it is there with Shane Cooper. Got a penalty straight away to Huddersfield. Referee Whitfield giving his ruling. The first penalty of the game going Huddersfield way, and a chance now for points for Huddersfield. Gilbert it is, the usual goal kicker, the standoff, and that Gilbert it is, a tall lad there for a standoff, strong cap on, but the 21st season of the Players' Trophy, 18 seasons of the Players, 2 seasons before this of the Regal. A goal kick there, going across the face of the post, so a definite chance. Connolly takes the ball, he runs it out. Did well. Huddersfield were pressing in on him, but Connolly took it well. A chance missed there for Huddersfield. Saints back in possession. Paul Farber driving it forward. Jonathan Neal out injured, picked up a knock, but plenty of forward power in the Saints. And we're used to having players out, a lot of injured players throughout the last good few weeks. Kevin Ward taking up the running, turns in the tackling, but Huddersfield are going to hit the Saints with everything they can in the early minutes, 10-15 minutes, if they can take them off the game. But Bernard Dwyer into space, good ball to Cooper, flicks it up there to Alan Hunt, gives the dummy, turns inside, 10 yards outside his own 25, and it's the 6th and final tackle now. Bernard Dwyer, the ball back to Bishop. Deep kick upfield, Wally Gibson comes in for it, takes it well, but Hunt quickly in there to meet him. Bernard Dwyer also with the possibly the stanchion in your way there, but Gibson plays it to himself, mustn't have been marked, and Huddersfield making headway. George Mann coming in with a tackle. Lots of oohs and ahs from the Huddersfield faithful, but from the active half-back, Huddersfield trying to scamper away. Over to the right now, Shuttleworth lofts it high. Mike Riley takes it well, comes crossfield. Hands off Gilbert as he came in. Well, now it's Saints again. John Harrison. But Saints unable to break the tight Huddersfield defence at present. We've only had 5 minutes play. Farber there! Into space, looking for support. Good ball to Sullivan, well he couldn't take it. Huddersfield come up with it. It's Anthony Edwards. This is saying Saints couldn't break the tight defence and Farber broke through. But loose forward there, Gary Senior. A well-known name here in Huddersfield circles. Inside ball now, Jason Fogarty. Sullivan quickly in with Bernard Dwyer. Hooker Phil Hook at acting halfback. I'll apologise now in case of any problem with this Hooker's name. They just get a little excited, but it's Huddersfield in possession. Gilbert working the run around, or trying to, giving the ball, feeding it as the dummy. Saints take the tackle. It's now on the 6th and final tackle. Greg Shuttleworth lofts it high. Saints will lay off him perhaps, but Tiarapati takes it. But Shuttleworth and Gilbert trying to get things going. George Mann out wide, breaks the first line of defence, trying to power his way through. Shuttleworth, it looked like going in for the ball, trying to relieve George Mann of the ball. It is illegal that now. He could get penalised for it. But Ward slips it out to Cooper. Beaver's in the line. And Alan Hunt on the far side. Inside ball to Riley, over the halfway line. Solid tackling from Huddersfield. They bring him down. But Saints are moving forward. Phil Beavers, Saints will have to settle down just as Huddersfield will. Forward again, lofted ball to Tony Sullivan, takes it well this time. Infielder, Rapati's with him. Sullivan goes on the outside. Yes, Sullivan touches down. Tony Sullivan opens the scoring for the Saints. Excellent ball, forward again. Saints breaking to the left. A lovely lofted ball. Sullivan took it well this time. And he showed the man, he came inside, he took him on the outside, and that's the sign of a class wingman. moving inside, just giving him a little bit of breathing space, and then his superior pace. He took him on the outside, and he touched down right in the corner. 4 points to nil, Saints in the lead, and just 7 minutes on the clock. After a lot of Huddersfield pressure, but Saints moved it well. They've moved it over to the left here, and Sullivan took it well. And now it's Bishop there on the 25-yard line. As you can see, he's only, 2 or 3 feet in from the touchline. So a difficult kick for Bishop, left-footed kicker. Let's see if he can just slot it between and extend the Saints' lead. Bishop there, it's coming in, is it? Yes, excellent kick from Bishop.
Converted by number 7, Paul Bishop.
6 points to nil, Saints in the lead, and that's just the lead that they want. There's no danger about that. Paul Bishop, that's his 16th goal of the season. Tony Sullivan's 9th try of the season. He's 6 for the Saints, and he's 3 in representative matches. 2 for Wales, 1 for Great Britain. Tira Patty now running the ball to the right. Good ball to Beavers. Hunt again on the far side. Puts the gas pedal down. Pushes off one tackle. Saints moving it infield. Mike Riley coming through to the halfway line. Saints can just start throwing this ball about. We're renowned for throwing the ball about. Open rugby. Good ball from Bishop to Kevin Ward, but equally good tackling from Huddersfield. They saw him coming through, and they clamped him well, banged him to the earth. Sorry about the mist that's coming in. There's quite a little bit of mist creeping onto this far town pitch. Obviously circumstances beyond our control, but Alan Hunt there on the far side. I do hope it's not bad enough for the game to be called off, but Bishop kicks for touch. He finds it about 10 yards, I would say, from the Huddersfield try line, putting pressure on Huddersfield. Scrum down, first scrum of the match with a Huddersfield feed, but obviously something said there before the teams were packed, and a penalty going Huddersfield way. Referee Whitfield imposing his authority, and Huddersfield find touch midway between their own 25 and the halfway line. A difficult time for them, obviously, but they're on their own mid-in, and you can't be being on your own mid-in for a cup tie. Doesn't matter whether you're first or whatever division. Well, a knock-on there, clear knock-on, and the referee looked at it, was going to blow up, and then he decided against it. Huddersfield still in possession. They're in the 3rd division. Saints at the top of the tree in the 1st division in the number 1 spot. Loose forward, Gary Senior. Pushing forward off, Beavers comes in. Well, that's a knock-on, surely. It's going to be a changeover. It's on the 6th tackle. The ball coming back. Yes, there's the changeover indicated by referee Whitfield. George Mann just going to retrieve the ball. Bernard Dwyer will be acting half-back, and Saints in possession now. Moving it to the right, Bishop. Long ball to Beavers. Inside, well, to Alan Hunt. He loses his footing. Just going down. John Harrison trying to get over the Huddersfield 25. Solid tackling. Terry Flanagan and Alex Murphy will be combined to get the tackling right. As George Mann still brings it away. The tackle wasn't completed, but it's this big prop there, Jason Fogarty. On George Mann, he plays it to himself and drives forward. Well, no marker there. That should have, well, a little bit of raw in there with Fogarty going in. He's a big lad, him. Well, referee Whitfield is penalised. Saints, I believe. And then a little bit of scrapping there. Now, what that was for, he played it to himself. He was being laid all over. And it should have been a penalty to the Saints, in my opinion. But it's Huddersfield back in possession. Phil Hook, the hooker. Short ball there, Arnold Lomax, another New Zealander in the Huddersfield ranks. Well, I just can't understand this hooker here. He's just getting involved. There's no reason for him to be involved at all. Temper's getting a little frayed, and referee Whitfield just moving them away. But Bernard Dwyer is going to be spoken to. It's going to be another penalty to Huddersfield. I just can't understand that at all. He's bringing the hooker out. Hook for Huddersfield. No reason for him to be involved in that at all, and the penalty still goes Huddersfield way. 6 points to 0 the score in the Saints' favour. 12.5 minutes on the clock. Captain Shuttleworth just the presence of Hook, the hooker. But it's Shuttleworth with a kick to touch. Finds it just short of the Saints' 25. 3 penalties in quick succession there for Huddersfield as they move up about 40 yards upfield. Fogarty, big lad, just having a little exchange of agreement with George Mann earlier on. And there's the other prop forward, Arnold Lomax, powering his way into the Saints' 25. Huddersfield move it infield. Shuttleworth, Gilbert, off 1 foot. Gilbert takes it centre field. Senior at dummy half. Huddersfield move it left. Shuttleworth along the line now. Chip kick through there from Wally Gibson. Connolly takes it well. Still going, Gary Connolly up to the 25. Back in the position he does like at full back. But now it's Bernard Dwyer from acting half-back. Just outside his own 25-yard line as Kevin Ward bursts onto the ball. But Huddersfield reception committee meet him well. But it's Dwyer again. He takes up his place at dummy half. Bishop, lofted ball to Beavers. Short ball to Farber. Took it well under a lot of pressure. Huddersfield were closing up. And it's this big prop there, Jason Fogarty, in the action again. He's there again, he's Fogarty, brings Phil Beavers down. Excellent tackling. Beavers wants to get up quickly and play the ball. It's the 6th and final tackle. Bishop gets it underway. But referee Whitfield, well, he's blown up again. Obviously somebody mouthing in the Saints ranks. Shane Cooper's having a chat with him. But you'll get no change out of referee Whitfield. He's the man in the middle, he's in charge, and he says it's somebody was mouthing. They've said something out of turn. He's on the 6th tackle, and referee Whitfield took exception to it, and that's it. So it's another chance for goal. Gilbert, Jason Gilbert, going to have a go for it. Last week in the league, Saints overcame Hull KR. 38 points to 15, whereas Huddersfield here at Fartown, they beat Bramley 21 points to 6. Tries from Shuttleworth, he got 2, Senior 1, and 4 Gilbert goals and a Shuttleworth drop goal. But Gilbert there, puts it wide again. Shane Cooper takes it well. Lost his footing as he just came up to strike the ball there, Jason Gilbert. So it shows you it's these Australians and New Zealanders in this Huddersfield outfit that are doing all the damage. And Saints will have to make sure that they don't do the damage this afternoon. John Harrison, brought down on the 25. Dwyer, Farber again. Looks very slippy out there as Farber loses his footing, goes down. Same for both teams though. Dwyer brings it blindside. Solid tackling again. The Saints will have to watch it with referee Whitfield in superb whistling form. Bishop again. Lost it over to the far side this time. Joe Nadioli is down as number 2. I think they may have changed wings. But it's Gilbert, moves it to the left. Huddersfield again, just inside the Saints half now. Solid tackling from Saints. For Harrison and Ward to bring him down. Shuttleworth getting going on to Gilbert on this big prop. Fogarty, the ball's down. Farber will have it. He does, he wraps it up. Bishop Pat tacked in half back. Gary Connolly in the line. They miss Connolly out and give it to Tia Rapati. Pushes one off, moves it cross field into space. Rapati, real strong runner, this New Zealand centre. But it's now with Cooper taking up the running. George Mann looking for space, sees the gap, goes for it. Solid tackling again, well clamped there. This time Anthony Edwards clamps him, but now it's John Harrison with Paul Bishop looking to get the ball, and Harrison's finally allowed up. Kevin Ward powering forward. Little injury shock earlier in the, well, after last week's game for Ward, George Mann and Gary Connolly, but they shrugged him off. Bishop inside to Cooper, on to Paul Farber. Sixth and final tackle now signified. Bishop grubbers it for touch. Yes, and a superb touch-finding kick from Bishop. He finds touch about 10 yards short of the Huddersfield line, putting pressure on Huddersfield. It is the head and ball. Nadioli at five or at 2?
2, I think, is it? I don't know, is it 5?
Is it coloured?
Yeah.
He's up to the side then, yes. Just conferring with the Huddersfield video as to whether Nadioli is 2. I think Nadioli has got 5 and Jowett is 2. I just don't know, but I think there may be a change there. Huddersfield come up with the ball from the first clean scrum. That's 18 minutes and the first clean scrum. They're in possession. Saints powering into them. Hook at dummy half. Moves it left. On to second row there. Damon Scholes. Quickly wrapped up. Phil Beavers and Kevin Ward. Shuttleworth along the line to Gilbert. Looking to break the Saints defence. The ball out to Nadioli on the far side. He's coming crossfield. Breaks through 3 tackles as the Huddersfield supporters get behind him. Now it's full-back Wally Gibson. Gathers his ball from the kick through. Gets Hook underway, but loose play. It's finally picked up. It's still in Huddersfield possession. Sixth and final tackle, but a good 30-yard burst there with Wally Gibson getting things underway. Huddersfield still in possession. It's Fogarty that has to kick it. Connolly there. It takes an unfavourable bounce. Connolly has to turn round and gather it. Fogarty follows it up, but Connolly takes it over to the right. After excuse the mist that's still swirling around this Fartown Stadium. Bishop now, on to George Mann, moving over to the left. Good ball to Tia Rapati as he was being tackled. Rapati back to Bishop, quick hands, Cooper, Kevin Ward, moving it over to the right now. Ward breaks through the tackle, 10 yards from the halfway line. 6 points to 0, still in the Saints' favour, and halfway through this first half. Cooper, inside to Farber, turning in the tackle is Farber, looking to release, but solid clamp tackling again. And Huddersfield will have to stick to it. Just that early try there from Anthony Sullivan after 6 minutes. There's the difference between the teams. Cooper chips it through. Beavers following it. Huddersfield have possession. Just inside their own half. On to Nadioli again, coming crossfield. Huddersfield still spreading it. Good burst there. Damon Scholes coming through. Shuttleworth, I think, picks it up. It was Gibson, I beg your pardon, linking up, that picked it up. Well, a knock-on being ruled. Right on the halfway line, about 12 yards in from the touchline. The main stand side here at Huddersfield. Bishop feeds it. First scrum for the Saints. Haven't been given any penalties by Mr. Whitfield at present. Gary Connolly taken back there, looking for support, but solid tackling from Edwards. Took him well. Saints move it along to George Mann. Short ball to Tia Rapati. Onto this Sullivan wing again. Well, you can see how slippy it was there. Sullivan, he sees a gap. He's right for it. Beats 3 men. Brought down midway between the Saints the Huddersfield 25 and the halfway line, and Saints charging it again on the run. Beavers locks it out to Hunt on the far side, out to Mike Riley inside. Well, I thought he'd give it inside to Connolly, but he's forced over into touch on the far side there, 10 yards from the Huddersfield line. Saints did well there. They mounted a good charge, a good 50-60 yard movement from one side of the field to the other, but Mike Riley forced into touch on the far side. and that'll be a scrum down with a Huddersfield feed. One scrum, one clean scrum each. Shuttleworth to feed. Saints push hard. Saints win it against the head, but referee Whitfield's not happy with it. Shane Cooper kicks it away, and the scrum has to be reformed. But Saints in half put some power into that push in the scrum. I say if they're not careful, you know what referee Whitfield's like. He can penalise them. He wants the teams to part. Shuttleworth feeds. Saints push again, but Huddersfield have scrum possession. Nadioli coming crossfield. Certainly this fella, he looks quite sharp. We can get in the clear. Obviously a crowd favourite here at Fartown. Shuttleworth again, up to dummy half, onto Gilbert. But solid tackling again. Excellent tackling from Saints captain Shane Cooper and big John Harrison there. Phil Hook coming away, but Farber and Cooper wraps him up again. Bernard Dwyer with an extra 13 or 14 stone. But it's this second row, Simon Kenworthy. He's trying to make yardage. He's brought down midway between his own 25 and the halfway. Well, Huddersfield, they certainly look as though they're trying to mix it instead of just getting on with the game. His ball is kicked through on the 6th tackle. Gary Connolly takes it, gives the sidestep up to within 5 yards of the halfway line. And Tira Patty stepping up at the acting halfback. 24 minutes of the game gone, still 6 points to nil in Saints' favour. Beavers at standoff this afternoon. John Harrison now from dummy half. Out to Paul Bishop. Lofty ball to Rapati into space. He comes inside though, does Rapati. Looking to unload it, he does to Shane Cooper. Bernard Dwyer with him, inside to Rapati. Saints throwing it about, well, look to high tackle again, but Connolly has it. Up to the Huddersfield 25. Excellent handling from the Saints. Spreading it to the right, it looks to try all over. Farber, good ball to Alan Hunt. Hunt goes in, well, just inches short of the try line. Along the line again, Beavers, Kevin Ward, powering his way to the line. Puts it back to Beavers, out to Farber, Alan Hunt, Riley, yes, Riley's in at the corner. Excellent transference of the ball from the Saints, throwing it about, let the ball do the work, and it's paid off in another try. Another try for the opposite wingman, Mike Riley this time.
St Helens try scored by number 2, Mike Riley.
Mike Riley's 4th try of the season. Excellent play there from the Saints, running it up. Good spade work there. Rapati involved heavily as Saints moved it from over the left to the right, throwing it the ball about, and it paid off there with quick hands. Alan Hunt, a perfect pass to Mike Riley, and he touched down in the corner. A difficult kick from for Paul Bishop. But he got the last one, and he's left-footed kicker, and that's on the correct side for him over that side. Last time we was here at Fartown, another cup competition, Challenge Cup first round, 1980-81 season. We won by 10 points to 8 on that occasion. We're in the lead now by 10 points to 0, and this conversion attempt to come. On the 25-yard line, as you can see, just in from touch. Bishop lofts it well. It looks well flighted, but no, waved away there. Obviously didn't have the direction. 26 minutes gone, and Saints in a 10-0 lead. Huddersfield, they've come out with as much as they could in the early encounters. For a substitution there, number 12, Damon Scholes coming on. As you can hear there for Damon Scholes, Oates on for Scholes in the 26th minute. Huddersfield kick off, Rapati takes it well. Difficult playing weather conditions here, just like a little bit of freezing fog coming down, because it certainly is exceptionally cold up here. But Saints have possession. Alan Hunt now, good ball from Beavers. Hunt takes the tackle, he's brought down right on the halfway line, on the far side. The ball's kicked through. Another 6 tackles. Will they be waved by referee Whitfield? Doesn't give any indication yet. But certainly the ball was kicked through. Bishop along the line. Shane Cooper sees the gap. Cooper drives for it. Farber on the outside. Good ball to Farber. Excellent tackle there by Edwards. Brings him down. Well, lying on a bit, Edwards. But referee Whitfield wants him to get up. But Saints breaking again. Excellent play from Cooper. Well, Kevin Ward taking a high one from Senior. But he shook it off. It's the 6th and final tackle. Huddersfield have got their floodlights on. Bishop kicks it through. Well, excellent take there by Fogarty. Scooped it out of the air. Excellent take with a lot of pressure. Shuttleworth, Gibson, I think it is the full-back going through there, just losing his footing. Onto Shuttleworth, lofted ball, moving it over to the left. Chris Chapman it was, he couldn't get the ball out to this flying wingman Nadioli. But it's Huddersfield still in possession, taking it blindside. No way through for him on the far side. Fogarty in possession, big lad, this lad. He plays it. Back to Shuttleworth for the kick-up field. It's touched the Saints player, so it's all on, but Riley gathers it. The scorer of the Saints' last try just a few minutes ago, but the ball's knocked out of Riley's hands. So Paul Farber picks it up, but offside decision is indicated. Whether Farber thought that the ball had been reaped out of the Saints player's hands and therefore it was touched by a Huddersfield player the last time. He must have thought that, but Saints are penalised. Bad kick there from Shuttleworth. In fact, I think it went back that. 6 penalties to none in Huddersfield favour. 29 minutes of the game gone. Fogarty driving the ball up. Big lad there, but he's dumped unceremoniously to the ground. 10 yards inside the Saints half. Loose play up. They play the ball. The tackle finally completed. Certainly very misty out there and difficult to pick the odd player out on the far side. Huddersfield play it quickly. David Oates, the substitute back, but he's on to replace the second row forward, Damon Scholes. But Huddersfield in possession on the far side, just outside the Saints 25. 6th and final tackle, and Shuttleworth lofts it high. Connolly underneath it. Connolly takes it well. As he forced over his own line, he's near, very close. Manages to keep in the field of play. The Saints looking to get out of the danger area. Paul Farber powering his way forward. 10-15 yard burst from Farber, and Cooper apt acting halfback. Moving it to the left. George Mann out left. Turned it infield to Bernard Dwyer. David Oates completes the tackle, the first man there. And the other second row there now, Kenworthy. Beavers moves it to the right. Well, Kevin Ward couldn't take it. Huddersfield will have possession. It's Shuttleworth looking to thread his way through. Flicks it up to Fogarty as he was tackled. It's Shuttleworth again. As it's Gibson from full-back. Looking for a quick play. Trying to catch the Saints. Well, the ball just short there. It's Oates that came through with it. It's a lovely ball from Shuttleworth. But Huddersfield now putting it together a bit. Lofted ball over. Huddersfield tried to spread it. It's the left centre, Chris Chapman, just brought down inches short. Excellent tackling from the Saints. Gibson, long ball again. Shuttleworth taken down. Excellent tackle from Alan Hunt. Read it well. Followed him. It's the 6th and final tackle now, and it's going to be the handover. But Saints have possession and spread it quickly. Inside ball, Mike Riley. Let's see what this lad can do. Beats the defence, still going forward. Nadioli comes in. Inside to Kevin Ward. Brings it up to the halfway line. The referee Whitfield shouts held. Mist coming down again, very murky conditions. Now with Paul Bishop for the touch finder. He does a fine touch by that lighting pylon, 5 yards short of the Huddersfield 25. 32 minutes gone, 10 points to 0 the score. Certainly a tough task this afternoon, but Saints spreading the ball, and when they have spread it, they've certainly punched holes in this Huddersfield defence. Spread it out to the wings, to the flanks, and it's paid off on 2 occasions. Huddersfield with scrum possession again, 3 scrums to 1. But Saints move over quickly. Alan Hunt coming centre field. Shuttleworth onto Chapman. Rapati wraps him up, but Chapman gets the ball away to his other centre, Edwards. Bernard Dwyer bangs him to the earth. Edwards gets up slowly, but blindside ploy is it from Huddersfield. Rapati and Cooper there in at the tackle. Oates at dummy half. I think that's Senior, the loose forward coming through, is it? Well, he's lost the ball. No, it was the prop man and Lomax. He lost possession. He was allowed to pick it up. Well, he lost the ball there, definitely lost the ball, but referee Whitfield let things go on. Huddersfield spreading it quickly, the best passage of play. They're moving it over to the far side. Gibson linking up from full back. He breaks the tackle. Nadioli was on his outside. He couldn't release it to him. Well, a slow play the ball there. Well, isn't it funny how referee Whitfield, he managed to see that as he could wipe the tackle count off as it was touched by a Saints player, but he didn't see it before. Hook, the hooker, driving through. Bishop has him. Huddersfield up to the Saints 25. Actually in the Saints 25 now. 35, 40-yard upfield movement there. Hook wants to get up and play the ball. Oates, he took it well there. He's powering his way. You have to excuse the stanchion if it's in your way there, just on your picture. There's this prop forward again, Lomax, this New Zealander, powering his way up to the Saints line. They're only about 8 to 10 yards short. Fogarty, I think it is, trying to barge his way over, but solid tackling again. Nothing more than we can expect from this Saints outfit. Well, Saints have possession. For a penalty to Huddersfield. I don't know what sort of an indication that is from referee Whitfield, but Huddersfield are going to have the penalty, yes. Huddersfield will have to run it. Senior taps it, he's going to drive for the line. Saints will hold him up. So another week we've got that goes by, and is it Senior that has the try? I don't know. No, it's Shuttleworth. Shuttleworth, the scrum half. He scored 2 last week, and he's there again from the acting half-back. Senior nearly went over, and then Shuttleworth there. Alex Murphy down here on the touchline. He just Gene Gibson up, the Australian full-back.
Scored by number 7, Greg Shuttleworth.
Yes, Shuttleworth, the scorer. A try at close range. Saints have withstood the Huddersfield pressure up to now, but Senior there from a penalty award, another, as we can say, a dubious penalty award by referee Whitfield. Senior played it to himself, he drove for the line. Well, Gibson there, he misses the goal attempt, that's his 3rd miss. But referee Whitfield gave the penalty. Senior played it to himself, he was just brought down short. He played it, and Shuttleworth was there and he nipped over. Huddersfield on the scoreboard, 35 minutes of the half gone. Huddersfield 4, St Helens 10, and Gilbert, he just can't get his kicking boots on this afternoon. So it's Paul Bishop, finally gets it underway, a short kick as Farber chases it, centre field. Farber looking for the mistake. Well, the ball looks as though it was lost, but Huddersfield is spreading it. They'll be G'd up by that try there, a try at close range, but equally Saints will be disappointed to have let that try in. Ten yards outside their own 25. Oates, I think it is, it's coming, no, it's Kenworthy, the second rower. It's now with Wally Gibson. Going very misty here. Awkward ball, but we're taken well on the far side. Mike Riley, I think it is, comes across. Well, a bit of mauling at the play the ball. Well, not bad going that. Hey Robin, 37 minutes gone and Saints are finally awarded a penalty. Holding down in the tackle is the indication, but it's took him a long while to realise that things were happening there. Phil Beavers finds touch midway between the halfway line and the Huddersfield 25. Bernard Dwyer plays it. Bishop along the line. George Mann, centre field, well beating the first line of defence. George still stood in the tackle, looking to release. Well, the ball has it been knocked out of his hands? Obviously not. But Huddersfield back on the charge. Gibson in the line. Harrison claps him. Rapati down the legs. But it's Huddersfield putting on a spirited charge in the dying minutes of this first half. Only 2 minutes remaining. Shuttleworth, the try scorer from acting half-back, trying to scamper away. But Bernard Dwyer wraps him up. Hook at acting half-back. Hook again, moves it inside to Shuttleworth, along the line to Gilbert. Coming crossfield is Gilbert, looking to spread it, he does so to Edwards. Sullivan just takes him off guard, and then Rapati wraps him up. Shuttleworth at dummy half, going to bring it blind. Well, it's charged down there. He kicked it, he went to kick for touch, and Sullivan, it came off Tony Sullivan's boot, so it's going to be a scrum down with a Huddersfield feed. In the last minutes now of the first half, 10 points to 4 the score. Big lad that Fogarty. Trying to get in, look at the steam off that back. You can see the steam off it even though the foggy conditions. Well, one against the head, Bishop. Well, yes. Shuttleworth penalised. Is he? No, I beg your pardon. Bishop penalised. No, Shuttleworth penalised. I'll get it right eventually for not retiring after the ball was fed. So 2 penalties in 2 minutes. You're going overboard, Robin. Got a chance for Saints now to extend the lead before the half-time hooter. John Harrison up to the Huddersfield 25. Dwyer again. At dummy half, Saints move it in field. Bishop, George Mann turns in the tackle as ever, pushes one off and turns round. But 3-man Huddersfield tackling brings him down. He's centre field. He's just outside the 25-yard line. Dwyer again. Farber on a diagonal run. There's the half-time hooter. Well, 14 seconds, I make it. That they played over. So, obviously, very little stoppage time. 4 points to 10 the score. Saints opening the scoring in the 6th minute with a Sullivan try converted by Bishop. 25 minutes went past before Mike Riley scored in the opposite corner, the far corner. Saints with a 10 points to 0 lead. And then 5 minutes before the interval, a Shuttleworth try from acting half-back at short range. And that gave Huddersfield therefore 4 points for the half-time score. Huddersfield 4, St Helens 10.
That's Roy Sargent, every time's Roy.
Now for this Regal trophy, and as you can see, as we focus on the scoreboard on the far side there, the mist, the scoreboard at that end, Dave Valentine Memorial end. Dave Valentine, a famous Scotsman that played here at Huddersfield. Well, obviously Huddersfield within striking distance, just trailing by 6 points, 4 points to 10 at the half-time score. 4 for Huddersfield, 10 for St Helens. A converted try can put them back on level terms. Referee Whitfield getting us underway. A Saints kick off. Saints moving in quickly again. No changes for the Saints at half-time. Big prop, Jason Fogarty, powering his way forward. Hook at acting half-back, but Shuttleworth trying to mastermind, and no doubt Saints, I should say ex-Saints coach Alex Murphy will have had his team talk at half-time and laid down the riot act. They certainly competed in the first half of Huddersfield when Saints have threw the ball about. It's paid off, but 7 penalties to 2, and those 2 only coming in the last 3 minutes of play. That's in Huddersfield's favour. Very misty day, as I can keep telling you. And Gary Connolly knocks the ball back. Referee Whitfield indicates that the ball had been knocked back. When it bounced, it did bounce forward, but the initial knock was back as John Harrison brings the ball up, looking for support there. Dwyer at dummy half. Saints bring it blindside. George Mann turns it inside to Bernard Dwyer. He sees the gap, he drives for it. He's good 10 yards short of the halfway line. Alan Hunt moves it inside. Bishop along the line. Cooper, Beavers, quick hands. Well, it's gone down. The ball's been knocked down. Huddersfield off possession. Prop forward there, Lomax has possession. He plays it. Fogarty on the far side. He's a big lad, but he doesn't look very agile when he's running, but he takes some stopping at short range, I would imagine. The Saints complete the tackle. Play stop now midway between the Saints 25 and the halfway line. Shuttleworth along the line, turns it inside to Oates. Bernard Dwyer, well, Bernard Dwyer did well there. If it had passed Dwyer, it'd have been a try on the cards. There'd been no danger about that. But Huddersfield spreading it. Inside ball to Gary Senior. Shuttleworth attacked in half-back. 6th and final tackle. Shuttleworth chips it. Tony Sullivan beats Shuttleworth's tackle and brings it up. Fogarty, one of the tacklers there, runs right into him. But he did well there, did Tony Sullivan, right on his own line by the post. But Shuttleworth kicked through there. Could have taken an awkward bounce, it didn't. George Mann has possession. Stretching up is George Mann. He's brought down on the 25-yard line. And Bernard Dwyer again attacked in half-back. Cooper on the dummy run. Harrison gets possession. Saints move it blindside. Farber running out wide on that Rapati Sullivan wing. Dwyer again inside to Bishop. Took it well. Gets his kick away. Over to the main stand side, but Nadioli should be able to take it. Moves over infield. Phil Beavers temporarily stops him. Alan Hunt wraps him up. But it's Gibson at the acting half-back. And Huddersfield move it blindside. The centre there, Chapman, trying to get things underway. But Hook at acting half-back. Fogarty plays it. Hook moves it infield. Shuttleworth on to Lomax. He's brought down. 4 minutes to the half gone. No further score. Shuttleworth again, prodding and probing. Gibson, lofted ball there, taken by Nadioli. Looking for support. He has it from Chapman. 6th and final tackle now. But certainly a buzz round this pitch when Nadioli gets hold of this ball. 6th and final tackle. It's Shuttleworth again. He lost his tie. Connolly follows it. Takes it well. Under a lot of pressure there. Ken Worthy was closing down on him. But Connolly took it well. He's brought down just inside the field of play as Beavers tries to move it out, but no room for him. Beavers wants to quick play the ball. Saints move it up to Farber. Dwyer at acting half-back. Turns it in field. John Harrison. Saints looking to get a bit of further yardage forward. And now Dwyer at a dummy half. Misses out ward on to George Mann. Always looking to release it. Saints still in possession as Bishop boots it upfield. Nadioli will gather it again. Takes it well. Riley coming to close him down, but he's a strong lad. He goes in head down, doesn't he? Beavers and Hunt bouncing to the ground. Blindside ploy there. It's Fogarty coming through. Got to clamp this man. It takes 4 Saints there to bring him down. Oates turns it inside. Gibson in at the extra man linking up with the back line. But now it's Hook attacking half-back. Shuttleworth gives it to loose forward senior. Anything in it at present. 10 points to 4 in the Saints' favour. 6 minutes gone. Saints player injured there as a chip kicked through, and Gary Conley, it runs dead. It's going to be a 25-yard tap restart from the centre. Big John Harrison that's took a knock, I think. Bernard Dwyer onto Cooper, quick hands there. George Mann stretching up to the halfway line. He's still going, he's George. John Harrison's back, fully fit. Jeanette Smith just treating him. Beavers, good ball to Harrison. Turning in the tattle, looking to release, but well clamped round the chest there. Excellent tackling from Huddersfield. Kevin Ward now. The Saints move 60 yards upfield. Held on their own line there with Huddersfield putting pressure. Putting the pressure on, and Saints withstood it. Bishop. Farber. Fogarty. Excellent tackle from Fogarty. Bishop at dummy half again. Saints take it blindside. Cooper turns it back inside. Gary Conley linking up. Threading his way through is Conley. Gets the ball away to Bernard Dwyer. Into space now. It's on to Alan Hunt. Hunt gives the dummy. Turns in field. Back to Beavers. Overhead pass to Bishop. Inside to Connolly. Saints still spreading it. Kevin Ward has it. Looking to release it, Kevin Ward, but clamp tackle there again. Sixth and final one this time. Beavers is the recipient. It's on to Bishop. Bishop's running it. Sees the gap. Inside to Harrison. Just lost his footing there. Very unlucky. But Saints showing a bit of enterprise on the sixth tackle and taking it up into the Huddersfield 25. Fogarty now. He very easily got down this Fogarty. Austin. Beg your pardon. Wally Gibson is the full-back. As Huddersfield, Shuttleworth, a pinpoint pass to Gilbert. Beavers comes over, closed him down. Nadioli coming through, couldn't receive the ball. It's Chapman now trying to scamper away, but Beavers takes him again. Excellent display there. And the Saints in the Huddersfield 25. Sixth tackle again. Well, they've moved about 10 yards, and now it's Shuttleworth. A little chip kick through there. Gibson was following it up. A well-timed run from Gibson. And now Tirapati sees the gap, goes for it, drives up 10 yards short of the Huddersfield 25. Cooper takes it to the left. George Mann sees the gap. George Mann's on his way, driving for the corner. Inside ball there. Yes, Saints keep it up. Yes, a try in the corner for the Saints. Good play, just can't pick out who's finally scored it.
St Helens try scored by number 1, Gary Connolly.
Well, Gary Conley on the card there for the try for the Saints. 9 minutes of the second half gone. And every time the Saints throw the ball about in that fashion, it pays off in a score. 14 points to 4. 14 points to 4 is the score, with Conley going into the corner. But an excellent run there.
The police have apprehended 3 adults outside the ground scratching cars. If you find that your car has been scratched when you go to it after the match, can you please report to the Fartown police station?
An excellent score in the far corner. Finished off by Gary Conley, but George Mann, very instrumental in that run. Took it midway between the halfway line and the Huddersfield 25. Powered up there and good interpassing. As I say again, sorry for the quality of your picture. Very misty, murky conditions here at Fartown. 14-4 the score, and Paul Bishop looking to tag this extra one on. Waved away by the touch judges. The score still remains at 14 points to 4. Well, Saints, Huddersfield, I should say, having a 22-point start on the handicap coupon. There's 10 points between the teams, and I think it's very generous, 22 points. Cup competition's a different thing, and especially Huddersfield will be fired up by Alex Murphy, and obviously a revitalised Huddersfield outfit. club president Mick Murphy, ex-Lee player, just below us in our commentary position here. He's a local businessman, ploughed a lot of money into Huddersfield. Also Alex Murphy here and Terry Flanagan, the coach. They put some good results together. Scored some excellent wins, both home and away, of the Huddersfield outfit. But superb ball there from John Harrison onto Beavers. Inside ball, Hunt was there and Dwyer, but finally wrapped up by Huddersfield on the far side. It's Anthony Edwards. What an excellent ball there from John Harrison onto Phil Beavers. We're just running out of support, but the full-back Gibson looking to get things spreading. As I say, it's this Gibson at full-back, Gilbert and Shuttleworth, the half-back partnerships, and Lomax, the other New Zealander, in the prop forward, the number 10. They're certainly making Huddersfield tick with the expert tuition of Alex Murphy. Senior takes it over to the right there. Huddersfield on the charge, looking for support. Just scored one try at close range, courtesy of Shuttleworth. But they're in possession and they're just outside the Saints 25. Senior, I think it is, that comes through again. Shuttleworth, little chip kick through. Gary Connolly covers it. Keeps in the field of play. Does well there, does Gary Connolly. Because if he's been taken and he's still going. Could have easily been taken in his own in-goal area. But did well. Cleared the ranks and gives Saints a little bit of breathing space. Tony Sullivan coming in there off the wing, looking for that half gap. As we've said before, just needs half a gap in the opposition's defence, and there's a good chance of making it pay with the speed merchant. But breaking again, forward, inside to Cooper, on to Bishop. Bishop still in possession, it's out to Alan Hunt, takes it well. Hunt will take them on, pushes one up, going for the corner. Yes, is he in? Oh, he must be brought down inches short. Saints again, Bishop along the line, Cooper going for the line, held up. Well, it must be the turnover there, it must have been the sixth and final tackle. Didn't see the referee's indication, but Saints electing to run it, obviously putting pressure on Huddersfield. 14-4 the score, and we've had 13 and a half minutes of the second half gone. Hunt, one of the tacklers, in there with Bernard Dwyer. And Huddersfield out there with a substitute. It's Stuart Walker. He's going to be brought on for Arnold Lomax, the New Zealand prop. And there is Lomax, I think, just looking to make that few extra yards forward. Shuttleworth, crossfield kick. Tony Sullivan gathers it. On a run is Sullivan, diagonal run. 15-20 yard burst. Latest Great Britain acquisition in the Saints ranks. Cooper, short ball there to Rapati, into space. Rapati comes in field, he's still going, is Rapati. Good ball to Dwyer, taken down 10 yards short, right in front of the sticks now. Beavers at dummy half, brings it to the right. Bishop going for the line. Yes, Bishop's in, takes it behind the sticks. Well, I should imagine this will be the start. 2 tries in 6 minutes there. Paul Bishop did well. Rapati took it, come onto a lovely ball, took it up well. He came in field, support on the inside, and Bishop finished off and takes the ball right behind the sticks. Saints' 4th try, and just a formality now for Bishop to pop this conversion attempt over. That'll be 20 points to 4 when he's converted it. To Paul Bishop. Scored 1 this afternoon. He's 16 for the season so far. This will be his 17th. Tagged it on to his own try. Excellent play from the Saints, throwing it about, giving the ball plenty of air. Bishop slots it over.
Conversion by number 7, Paul
20
Bishop.
points to 4 the score. And there's the Huddersfield substitution now. Stuart Walker coming on to replace Arnold Lomax.
Huddersfield substitution. Number 15, Stuart Walker, on for number 10,
Going back
Arnold
just
Lomax.
over 16 years here at Huddersfield Fartown. Another bit of useless information for you. My first date with my wife Chris, she's over there on the far side. One she's trying to forget that day, those 16 years ago, but Saints only just scraped through that day, 22 points to 21, but in a commanding 20 points to 4 lead this afternoon. Beavers to play it. Walker coming on, just fresh man getting stuck in. And John Harrison turns in the tackle. Fogarty comes over the top, clamps him. Two big men together there, Harrison and Fogarty. Dwyer at dummy half, turns it into Bishop. Kevin Ward straightens up, drives forward. 10 yards short of the halfway line. 17 minutes of the half gone. Shane Cooper, loose ball. Huddersfield kick it forward. Can Gary Connolly get it? Connolly can. He did well there. A loose play from the Saints. It was kicked forward by the Huddersfield man, and Connolly won the chase for it. And Saints back in possession. 10 yards outside their own try line. Beavers trying to bring it crossfield, but well clamped. Cooper, beg your pardon, trying to bring it crossfield, but well clamped. But Saints still in possession. Well, injured player, injured Saints player there as Jeanette Smith goes on for treatment. 18 minutes of the half gone. I don't think we've had a scrum or a penalty award as I can remember. But Saints play it quickly. George Mann back to Beavers. Inside ball to Bishop. Quick hands there to Cooper. Farber brings it back to Gary Connolly. Connolly moving it over to the left. Has to take the tackle. It's Farber that just took a knock there, but it's John Harrison that's receiving treatment again. And I would imagine Tommy Hodgkinson will have to be brought into action. Full-back Wally Gibson. Huddersfield in possession. It's a difficult picking them out over on the far side. Still very misty. But it's Fogarty. You can pick him out, can't you? Big lad. Powering his way forward. Now it's Walker. Substitute Pac-Man. John Harrison being led off behind the try line on the far side. So say it's temporarily down to 12 players. Sixth and final tackle of this sequence. Shuttleworth there. It's charged down. Well, it's not been waved off. Well, it has now. Another 6 tackles for Huddersfield, putting pressure on the Saints, the 12-man Saints. Gilbert, I beg your pardon, moving it over to centre field. Wally Gibson attacked in half-back, trying a bit of enterprising play himself, flicks the ball up to Hook. Well, Walker there going in, trying to push Hook over. Close play for Huddersfield. Well, he's lost the ball. He's lost the ball. Only had to go over the line, dive over with it, take it cleanly, and it'd have been a try, but he lost possession, and Saints now allowed to make the substitution. Tommy Hodgkinson coming on to replace John Harrison. Well, he's not allowed to come on yet. Saints take a tap from the centre of the 25. Trapati out to Bishop, on to George Mann, sees the gap man, on to Alan Hunt. The stretch there as Riley goes inside. Riley takes it, tries to stretch the Huddersfield defence. Bishop was with him. Quick, Riley wants a quick play the ball, but he's being mauled at the tackle, and that's going to be a penalty for the Saints. The Huddersfield player holding the Saints man down. And the first penalty of the half, I make it, after 20 minutes, going Saints' way. They take a quick tap to touch. Bishop, George Mann. 16 points separating the teams. Cooper. On to Kevin Ward, powering for the line. Stanchion right in your way there. I do apologise for the picture. As Farber driving for it, and he's going for the line. He lost possession. The ball going directly dead, so Huddersfield are going to start with a tap from the centre of the 25. Saints get back quickly. John Harrison still out there. Tommy Hodgkinson still waiting to come on, but I think he's going to put his tracksuit back on. There's big Jason Fogarty there. Gibson was dummy half. And Huddersfield 10 yards away from the halfway line. Trailing by 20 points to 4. 22 minutes of the half gone. So 18 minutes of play remaining in this first round Regal Trophy tie. Gibson, lofted ball. Well, tried to give a lofted ball, gave the dummy, finally gets it away to Gilbert. He goes crossfield. But he's still going, is Gilbert. Gets things underway, moves it over to the right. Huddersfield still moving it about, looking to spread it. 30, 40 yard movement. Bit of enterprise in play. And Saints penalised this time for holding the Huddersfield man down in his efforts to get up for a quick play of the ball. Centre field loses the ball, it's been played on. Beavers has it, but no advantage to Huddersfield, obviously. So the original knock-on being indicated, and it'll be a scrum down with the Huddersfield feed. First scrum of the second half, I do believe, and we've had 25 minutes play. Shuttleworth to feed, Huddersfield with scrum possession. (16 points in the teams. Saints advantage, 20 points to 4. So it certainly looks all over, but anything can happen. There's the full back there, Wally Gibson chips it through, but Bishop has it now for Saints. Bernard Dwyer out to Alan Hunt, gives the dummy. Hunt going in field, has to take the tackle. Kenworthy comes and wraps him up after Shuttleworth had made the initial tackle. Beavers turns it inside to Bishop. Bishop takes it back in field. Harrison has it, looking to spread it. He does so. George Mann on the run around. Back inside to Cooper. Saints throwing it about. Bishop again. Beavers bringing it over to the right. Good ball to Alan Hunt again. Mike Riley. Hunt holds it. Oh, Hunt there in the clear. Holds it to perfection, does Alan Hunt. And uses Mike Riley as the foil, but the defence laid off him, and Alan Hunt just had a walk in.
Scored by number 3, Alan Hunt.
Alan Hunt there, his 9th try of the season for the Saints. Quick play again, and Beavers heavily involved just inside the Huddersfield half. A lovely pinpoint pass to Hunt. He used Mike Riley as the foil, and it looked as though he was tackled, but he managed to step out of the tackle and touchdown 10-15 yards to the right of the posts. 24 points to 4 the score, with a Bishop conversion to come. Five tries to the Saints, just that sole Shuttleworth try for Huddersfield. And Paul Bishop slots it to between the sticks. 26 points to 4 the score, and a dual substitution for the Saints. Hodgkinson coming on for Kevin Ward, and Mark Bailey coming on for Shane Cooper. in the 67th minute. So reshuffle in the Saints ranks.
Hopkinson, on for number 8, Kevin Ward, and number 13, Shane Cooper.
Gilbert to kick off. There's the 22 points on the coupon. There's the difference between the teams at present. And Tommy Hodgkinson, he'll be stepping in at the hooker's role. Probably Bernard Dwyer will move to loose forward. Reshuffle in the pack there. The Saints in possession. Brought down midway between the halfway and their own 25. There's play hooker in the A team was Tommy Hodgkinson. It's Mark Bailey. Coming away just to the left of our commentary position. Bernard Dwyer onto Alan Hunt. Into space, Hunt. He'll go on his own. Gives the shimmy as Riley moves infield. Quick play the ball, Alan Hunt. Turns it back to Riley. It's on the 6th tackle. Beavers out to Bishop. George Mann, centre field. Saints still spreading it. It's now with John Harrison. Back to Connolly. Connolly strides. He turns it left. Harrison again. Inside the Saints keeping it moving, but the final pass to a Huddersfield man. 11 minutes of play remaining. 26-4 the score. Walker at dummy half, I do believe. And Huddersfield moving it crossfield. Well taken there. Excellent take by Gibson. Contanadioli now. Turns it inside to Gibson again. But excellent cover defence there from Paul Bishop. Dwyer kicks at the ball there, whether he actually made contact. Chapman moves it to Kenworthy. It's inside now. It's fed back to Chapman again. And Hook steps up. Attacked in half-back. I think that's Senior, the loose forward. And Gilbert attacked in half-back. Moves it to Shuttleworth. Inside ball to Walker, the substitute forward, Stuart Walker. 6th and final tackle there. And Huddersfield making, good yardage, 50-odd yards. Fogarty there going down in possession. Whether he was aware of the 6th tackle or not, we don't know, but it's going to be the handover. Bitterly cold day, and as I say, it could be freezing fog that's coming down because it's extremely cold up here. Both Halifax and Huddersfield are high grounds in the rugby league. George Mann, well taken by Rapati over the halfway line. Still running is Rapati. Still pushing the defenders off. Finally brought to the earth. 15 yards inside the Huddersfield half. Good hands there. Beavers onto Mark Bailey. Side steps. But solid Huddersfield defence. Beavers turns it inside to Bishop. Harrison now. Inside ball to Forward on the diagonal. Good ball there to Hodgkinson. He's brought down 15 yards, 15, 20 yards short of the Huddersfield line. Dwyer turns it infield, Bishop chips it, tries to follow it up. And the ball kicked dead, is it, by Huddersfield? Well, have we got a try awarded there. Bernard Dwyer following the ball up. The Huddersfield man couldn't kick it dead, and Bernard Dwyer comes up with another try for the Saints.
St Helens try scored by number 9, Bernard Dwyer.
So there's just confirmation on the PA system of Bernard Dwyer scoring for the Saints. But following up the ball, plenty of Saints hands involved in it. Rapati instrumental over there on the far side. Did a hell of a lot of spade work, run forward. And Bernard Dwyer following it up. Paul Bishop right under the posts. Gets the kick.
Paul Bishop.
Shane Cooper going to have to come back on now for Gary Connolly. So Gary Connolly coming off, took a knock, big smile all over his face there, and Shane Cooper coming back on. Also, Huddersfield making a substitution, Fogarty coming off, and Lomax coming back on.
Part-out substitution, number 10 Arnold Lomax, back on for number 8, Jason Fogarty.
Huddersfield kick off, Mark Bailey has it. Tommy Hodgkinson attacked in half-back, turns it infield to Beavers. Farber takes it, powering his way upfield. Farber just couldn't beat the final tackle. 7 minutes of the game remaining, 32 points to 4 now. Also tight at half-time, 10 points to 4. Tommy Hodgkinson again, Bishop, Bailey, Hunt couldn't take it. Huddersfield have possession, break quickly now, Kenworthy, but excellent tackle there from Dwyer, in with the shoulder. Excellent tackle now with Nadioli going crossfield. Certainly a buzz round this ground when Nadioli gets possession. Must be an exciting wingman. He's now with Senior. Loose forward for Huddersfield, 20 yards from the Saints line. Just one try to show for their efforts this afternoon. The Saints defence holding firm. Just a short range try that Huddersfield scored in the 35th minute of the first half. Sixth and final tackle again now. The ball's up in the air. Gilbert it is, I think, that lost it. And no problem there. Beavers in the full-back berth. Takes it well. A tap from the centre of the 25. Well, Huddersfield have possession. Alan Hunt, I think it was, that couldn't take it. And now Huddersfield have possession, trying to spread it quickly. And it's Gibson going through, yes. An excellent try from Gibson. Excellent try from Gibson there.
Scored by number 1, Wally Gibson.
And the Australian did well. A mistake by the Saints. It was a tap on the 25. It was played. Alan Hunt couldn't take it. The ball was snapped up by Huddersfield. It was quickly played and moved to the right. And Wally Gibson, this Australian fullback, linking up in the line there, did well and powered his way over. About 10-15 yards to the right of the sticks. Excellent try. Possibly the best try that we've had this afternoon. But referee Whitfield there just conversing with his touch judges as Jason Gilbert lines up the conversion attempt. 32 points to 8 the score, and that was in the 35th minute of the second half. So both the Huddersfield tries, one coming 5 minutes before the half time and the other 5 minutes before the full time. Can Gilbert add the extra points on? Strikes it well, yes, they're pleased with that.
Converted by number 6, Jason Gilbert.
32-10 the score. About 4 minutes of normal time to play. First time these two teams have ever met in this competition. As I said before, the Saints only winning it once in the 87-88 season, beating Leeds 15-14. The holders Warrington were beaten yesterday at home by Leeds, 17 points to 8. And Saints through to the second round draw, which will take place tomorrow, and let's hope we get a home tie for next Sunday's match, next weekend anyway. Well, Huddersfield losing possession there. Tommy Hodgkinson snaps it up. Mark Bailey, the other substitute, attacked in half-back. Saints moving it left through George Mann's legs, but Beavers tidies it. George Mann at dummy half, onto Bernard Dwyer. Well, has Rapati lost possession? He has. and Huddersfield have it. Just less than 3 minutes of normal time to play. 32-10 the score. The mist seems to be lifting just a little, but certainly swirling round for this afternoon's match. Huddersfield very competitive in the first half, well, as they have been, I suppose, in the second half, but Saints throwing the ball about. And 3 tries from Connolly, Bishop and Hunt. They're doing the damage, well, and also Bernard Dwyer's follow-up doing the damage in the second half. Phil Beavers takes it well. Unaccustomed position at full-back for Phil Beavers as of late. Been in the Saints ranks regular full-back for so many seasons, but he's been used in virtually every position. Quick hands there. Well, Saints move it quickly. Alan Hunt again, showing his pace, he chips it through. Mike Riley will be following it up, but he loses his footing, and Nadioli following it there, but the ball bounced and went into touch. There's the scrum down. Only the second scrum of the half. Both with Huddersfield feeds, and as far as I've got it down, just 1 penalty each. But Huddersfield have scrum possession. Nadioli. Gilbert. Inside ball there. I think that's Senior coming through. But it's Huddersfield spreading it again, looking to spread it quickly, but Rapati moves in exceptionally quickly. Well, the touch judge in here on the our side, for whatever reason, I don't know. Certainly we didn't pick anything out going on, but the touch judge reporting, well, both of them on the far side. The other fellas come on as well. We don't know what's going on. Little bit of a lull in the play there, but Bernard Dwyer being spoken to, and a stiff arm is indicated there. So only the second penalty for Huddersfield. Well, there's the final hooter, and Saints running out comfortable winners.
Thank you everyone for attending today. The attendance
by 32.
239.
32 points to 10, the final score. Saints with a 6-point cushion at half-time, 10 points to 4. Then, as I said before, tries from Connolly, Bishop, Hunt and Dwyer. The latter 3 converted by Bishop, and that puts the nail in the Huddersfield coffin. They just managed to scrape a try at the end by Gibson, converted by Gilbert. For the half-time, the full-time score, I beg your pardon, is Saints 32, Huddersfield 10, and Saints in the bag for the draw for the Regal Trophy second round tomorrow, and let's hope we come up with a favourable home tie. Thanks once again for joining us. Sorry about the conditions with the swirling fog and the stanchions, but as I said, these are the conditions we're put in, and we can only do the best with what we've got. Thanks once again for joining us. See you next week.
Wow.